Have you ever tried to learn something new, maybe a new skill, and you learn that it takes about 10,000 hours to be extremely good at it? If you put that number into perspective, that's around 4.8 whole years if you intend to work the same amount of hours like your 9-to-5 job. And the truth is that not many of us have that amount of time in our lives. And even if we do, we don't intend to become the C. Ronaldos or the Messis in our niche, our industry, or our field. We just want to be good enough to command a good amount of money and earn a living, and also to see some measurable results in the skill we've learned. So in this video, I'm going to share with you how you can learn any skill of your choice in just 24 hours so you can start seeing measurable results. I first discovered this whole technique from a TED Talk by a guy called Jeff Kaufman. So Jeff revealed that he was able to learn new things in just 24 hours, like playing the ukulele. And the techniques he used in his life are the techniques I'm going to share with you in this video. If you're new here, hi, my name is Ogbonnaya Stephen and I'm a Nigerian currently based in the US where I'm getting my MBA. And in this video, I'm going to share with you how you can learn a new skill of your choice in just 48 minutes every day for 30 days, which is a total of 24 hours. And again, I want to make it clear that I did not invent this system. Rather, I discovered it from Jeff and I found it very useful, and I see it as a tool that anyone can use to learn something new, to learn a new skill and upgrade their life and start seeing some reasonable results in the skill they've learned. So without wasting much of your time, let's get right into this video. Now, before I share with you the first step in this video, I'm going to use copywriting as an example to illustrate each of these steps. The truth is that this technique works for any skill you want to learn, whether it's playing a piano or coding a website. I'm just going to use copywriting as an example to illustrate the point. With that said, let's get right into this video. Step 1, choose a skill. Now, this is the no-brainer. It's the first thing you must do before you start going into the other steps in the system, because without clarity on what you want to do, you're not going to make any progress. You get to a point and stop and you fall off. I don't want you to do that. So the first thing is to decide the skill you want to learn. Maybe you want to learn how to play the piano between now and the next few months. That's a skill. Maybe you want to learn how to code. That's a skill that you can learn in these 24 hours. At least you'll be good enough to see some progress and some results by applying this technique. And if you don't have any skill to learn, if you don't know any skill to learn, and you really want to upgrade yourself, upgrade your mind, upgrade your income, I believe my free ebook will be a good resource for you. It lists 31 in-demand skills that anyone, anywhere can learn and start earning good income for themselves. And the amazing thing about these skills is that they are both technical and non-technical. So you can choose anything that aligns with your strength and start learning immediately. You can click the link in this video to download it for free. So now that you've chosen your skill, let's move over to step number 2. Step number 2, find the foundational pillars in the skill. Every single skill has the basic. They have the principal pillars you need to learn. Then you can build every other thing on it. For example, if you intend to learn how to play the piano, I think it's first to learn the different keys, different chords. Then you can now learn how to do all the freestyle stuff and how to play the tunes and all of that. The same thing for copywriting. If you intend to become a copywriter, you have to know things like consumer psychology, human psychology, why businesses need ads, types of ads and all of that. Those things are the pillars of the skill from which you can now build every other thing that is on your mind. So the thing you want to do right now is to find the foundational pillars of those skills. What are the things you need to learn, the basic things that will be the foundation of the skill you want to learn? And how can you find these foundational pillars? You can go online, look for free resources. Like I will always say on this channel, learn to maximize free resources. Go to YouTube, look for ebooks around the skill you want to learn. Look for creators and listen to their podcasts, their videos. If you're attentive enough, you find out that they keep mentioning some books or some resources. If you can get your hands on those resources, you will learn the foundation of the skill. That is where you find these foundational pillars. So look for creators, look for free resources, online resources, YouTube. Use it to do a research for yourself and find out the foundational pillars of the skill. You can even ask AI. AI will give you a list of the basics that you need to learn for the skill so you can know how you can go from there. And if all things fail you and you can't find them, you can reach out to your top creators in that niche and ask them a question. Please, I intend to learn this skill. I would like to know the foundational truth, the foundational pillars of the skill so I can learn them and start from there? I'm sure that 99% of them will answer because the people who are successful in their industry like people who are eager to learn. So reach out to them and ask them for these foundational pillars because they are the main things that will determine how far you go in that skill. And that will lead us to the third step in this whole system, which is deconstruct those foundational pillars and truths into a 24-hour plan. So let's say I want to learn copywriting and I've found the foundational pillars of copywriting, which is understanding human psychology, consumer behavior, how to write headlines, types of ads. I can break everything down in this way. Day 1 to day 5, I'll learn about human psychology. Day 5 to day 7, I'll learn how to write headlines. Day 7 to day 9, I will learn the types of ads. And that's how you break it down for those 24 hours or those 30 days because it's 48 minutes every day. So look at the skill you want to learn. If you want to learn how to code and you've discovered the foundational truths, the foundational pillars of software coding, create a plan for yourself and say, from this day to this day, I'll learn this. From today, tomorrow, I'll learn this. From day 1 to day 5, I'll learn this. When you break it down like this, you will have a coherent plan that you can now use to start learning your skill. And if you go to the description of this video, I have an Excel sheet that can help you to arrange your plan from day 1 to day 5 or day 1 to day 2 or day 3 to day 4 that will help you to deconstruct these foundational pillars so you can have a real plan that you can follow to learn the skill. The goal here is to make sure that every single day you are making progress, you're learning something new that will ensure that at the end of this whole system, this whole 24-hour plan, that you've learned the basics that will help you to start applying the things you've learned in the real world and start seeing good results for yourself or even start earning money for yourself. And when you're done with that, the next step is the most important step, which is step number 4, practice. You see, as humans, we have a high tendency of telling ourselves that we want to wait till we've learned everything before we start practicing. But that's a huge way for you to fail and the whole system to crumble. You don't want to do that for yourself. The human mind learns from repetition. So your goal should be that after learning every day, like after your 48 minutes of training every single day, you've learned something new. Try to use the next 15 minutes to 1 hour to practice the thing you just learned. Because what this thing does is that it trains your mind with the new information. And as you learn and go, you can correct your mistakes. And that repetition ingrains the knowledge into your mind. So as you go, you keep strengthening your insight, your knowledge, and by the end of the whole plan, you realize that you've become so good at it that you need to even realize that in just 24 hours that you can learn something new for yourself. So the task here is for you to practice. After every learning session of 48 minutes, take the next 15 minutes to 1 hour to practice what you just learned. Then tomorrow you correct your mistakes and practice as you go. And before you know it, by the end of this whole plan, you've become extremely good at what you want to do. So step number 4 is the most important step because without it, everything you've done is just to plan, and planning does not bring result. The thing that brings result is action. So as you learn, practice as you go. Do not wait till you are done learning, then you practice. That's a recipe for failure. Practice as you learn and practice, and the repetition will ingrain the system, will ingrain the insight, the skill into your mind, and you become proficient enough to see good results for yourself at the end of the whole 24-hour plan. And that will lead us to the final step in the whole system, which is step number 5, and that is consistency. Like I said in step number 4, you have to do it every day. The biggest hack in anything you want to do in life, in any skill you want to learn, is consistency. As a beginner copywriter, every morning I write out sales letters by hand every single day. The thing with this consistency is that it trains my mind. It trains my mind that if I see a good copy from a bad copy, I can tell because there's a neurological connection between your mind and the things you do with your hand. So as you work on the learning and practice, make sure you are consistent. And if something happens, maybe an emergency in your house, in your family, in your career, and you miss a day, please try not to miss 2 days, because when you miss 2 days, you're forming a new habit, which is bad. You don't want to break your streak. So if you miss 1 day, make sure you make up for it in the next day. If you can stay consistent with just 48 minutes a day, it's doable no matter how busy you are. And consistently practice, learn and practice. By the end of this whole 24-hour period, you will learn the skill that you want. You will make so much progress that you start wondering why you've been procrastinating all this while. So the key here is, as you practice, make sure you're consistent. Do not miss 2 days in a row. If you miss one day, make sure that you make up for it the next day. And by the end of this whole system, you realize that you've learned the skill of your choice, you've learned the habit of your choice, you've learned the new thing you want to do for yourself in just 24 hours. And remember the steps. Step number 1 is to choose, have clarity of what you want to learn. 2, find the basic fundamental pillars of that skill. Number 3, deconstruct them into a 24-hour plan, which is 48 minutes every day for 30 days. Number 4, practice as you learn. Do not wait after learning, you practice. Practice as you learn. After the 48-minute learning session, you practice for the next 15 minutes to 1 hour. It ingrains the whole knowledge into your mind that you can become so good at the end of the whole process. And number 5, stay consistent. Do not miss 2 days in a row. Stay consistent, do it every day. And by the end of this 24-hour period, you've learned the skill of your choice and start doing great things for yourself. If your goal this year is to build a healthy reading habit, to read at least 2 books every month or 1 book every month, I had this video to show you exactly how I intend to read at least 30 books by the end of this year. Thank you and see you in my next video. Bye.